Nottingham Trent University, working with you. Proud sponsors of Working Week.
On Working Week this week, the black African businesses making a big splash here in Nottingham.
There are a lot of people that want to really go into business, especially within the African Caribbean, but there is no place to get the information, the right kind of information.
And the family business that's cleaning up in the world of data storage.
For the whole business now we have 54 staff, started here in Nottingham. We also do document scanning as well as storage, document shredding and product recycling as well.
And you've probably seen them knocking around Nottingham. Not easy to say that,
No,
knocking around Nottingham. That's the City Card bikes. We'll be finding out how it actually works. Hello, I'm Rob Pittham.
And I am Des Coleman. As you can see, we are back at one of our favourite places, the Victoria Centre Market.
I found out actually just now, Des, there's been a market here since 11:55.
Well, you remember it well, don't you, mate?
Here, yeah,
You remember it well.
Yeah. You know, the price of things was all right then. You could afford to buy a few things, just a couple of groats, and I'm going absolutely nowhere with this, but we're going to talk about very, very modern businesses in today's programme, and also the growing influence of the black African community on Nottingham's economy, and meeting some of the businesses that are growing fast here in the city. Broadcasting to a growing audience. Nottingham's black African community is on the increase, and the aim here is to give it a voice. Jacob and his business partner Kwame are running a media company that taps into the people who moved to Nottingham from Africa. They say the community's grown from 5,000 5 years ago to 23,000 today.
We film documentaries on African Caribbean communities. Any issues that affect us, we want to really throw light on it, and then we talk about it and then find solutions to them. So we do documentaries, and we also on the social side and business side, we do events, we cover events, we do parties, we do church service and all those kind of activities.
They also run Insight Radio, an online radio station broadcasting across the East Midlands.
The main aim is that we'll be able to also let the African and Caribbean communities share their thoughts on issues that affect these communities. And also, because we like our music, we kind of play music a lot on there, so that at least whilst we are talking about, we also enjoy our music, not forgetting where we come from. And then we do a lot of photo shoots also for other magazines and other show events. And they're all in this building anyway, yeah.
Now they're producing a video which tells people coming to the UK from Africa how to set up in business, highlighting the good bits and the pitfalls.
There are a lot of people that want to really go into business, especially within the African Caribbean, but there is no place to get the information, the right kind of information, and that spirit of fear into what is it in there for me in terms of business. How is it going to run? And the way we run things in Africa is different from the way things are run here. And so you kind of get scared into what is it in there for me. And so people kind of get scared and sit back and they don't want to do it.
Rita runs one of the businesses featured in the video. She set up a hairdressing shop on Peveril Street 5 years ago.
And the good thing is you can manage it by yourself, when to come in, when to close, because if you are working for someone, you have a limited time that you come in at 5, you finish at this. But if you are working for yourself, because you want to achieve a lot, you work extra for yourself. So, and I've got children as well, so they can come in anytime they want, which is the best thing. If I'm working for someone, I can't take my children there, and you manage your own things, so which is the best thing for me.
But it's not all been easy, and Rita's well aware of the downsides of running a business.
The challenges are you have a lot of workload for yourself. You think about the business every time. You can't really take a day off. If you are sick, you still think about the business. But meanwhile, if you are not working for yourself, you can take a day off. You can have holidays. But that is the challenges I'm having at the moment. You want to kill it?
The aim of the video is to encourage more people from the Black African community to set up in business, helping themselves and helping to build up Nottingham's economy. Meanwhile, Rita is planning to expand.
I would like to have open up, set up a lot of businesses around, have a training for young girls who I need. That is my the most thing I want to do. I want to have the business all over, at least some branches everywhere, and help the young ones, girls as well, those who want to take hairdressing.
And that's just the kind of thing Jacob's hoping more people from the city's Black African community will do too.
We want to train people in terms of media. We want to train people, especially from the minority communities, on how to do journalism. We are planning on doing that. We want to train people in interviewing skills. We want to broaden it and then bring the whole community in and sharing ideas, because I believe that when we share ideas, that is when we can go far. There is an old saying that lack of knowledge make people perish. When people do not have enough knowledge, they do not know where to get what from. And so I think that with radio and media, you can share information, and that is the only way you can move on as a community. Without knowledge, you'll be where you are and you will collapse.
Anyway, Des is a bit caught up having a chat with some of his fans as per usual, so I'll introduce the next piece, which is about a Nottingham family firm which is cleaning up in the world of business data.
Welcome to the largest independent shredding company in the UK, and it's in Nottingham. 7,000 tonnes of confidential material is shredded every year at Shreddall's plant in Bestwood. It includes medical forms, financial documents, even hard drives from computers. It's not always been this big. Back in 1997, it was one man, Lloyd Williams, and his van. He's still in charge, but there are now 54 employees, and the annual turnover this year is expected to be £3.4 million.
When the business first started 18 years ago, people didn't really understand what shredding was. They used to kind of rip a piece of paper up into four and it was classed as shredded. But nowadays there's very high fines from the Data Protection Agency, which is up to £500,000. So people have to treat it more seriously now. Security is the whole point of the process basically. We have an audit trail from the production of the paper initially to the destruction of it.
Not everything is shredded here. Confidential material that businesses want to keep is stored here. It may look like a scene out of an Indiana Jones movie, but this is in effect a massive library. There are 200,000 boxes of confidential documents stored here for customers including lawyers, hospitals and councils. This business is SDS, Shreddall Document Storage. Then there's a third business, Shreddall Document Scanning. Despite the scale of operations now, it's still a family-run firm with Lloyd Williams' son, Nick, in charge of sales.
Our family is from Nottingham. My father was born in Carlton. We employ all people from Nottingham, whether it's the accounts department through to the people that are out on the lorries or sales. It's a great location. It's in the middle of the A1, the M1. We can go north, south, east, west to service all our clients. We keep growing at about 20% a year, which is great. On a turnover of 3.4 million at the moment, but we're creating jobs for local Nottingham people.
Recycling is a big part of the business. This shredded material will be used to make toilet rolls, nappies and hospital bedpans. Shreddall has no plans to move from its Nottingham base, but with customers now all over the UK, it has a fleet of vehicles and offices in London and Larkhall in Scotland. The tough economic climate hasn't stopped the company expanding over the last 5 years. And with identity theft a big concern for businesses and their customers, Shreddall is confident it will continue to grow.
I enjoyed that. What have you got next then, Des? Do you know?
Yeah, I do know, mate, actually, because you've seen them, and I'm sure you've seen them all around Nottingham city centre. It's a city bike scheme, but how does it work? That's always bugged me. How does it work? We find out. Watch this.
We've been slightly obsessed with Nottingham's answer to the Boris bikes. We've seen them being used by experienced staff on a 50-mile charity bike ride.
50 miles on these bikes today, it's going to be a long, long day.
And remember this? No, not Richard Baker, the guy behind him with the yellow duck. He stopped us during an interview because he'd been so impressed by the bikes, he wanted to tell us all about the scheme.
But this is the best thing that I'm at.
Yeah, I still think you work for the council, mate.
No, I don't.
So we thought we'd find out how it really works. Jane Dodge caught up with the councillor behind the idea.
We've seen really strong growth, and over the summer we certainly saw huge numbers of bikes going out for different periods of time and for different purposes. I regularly see people cycling around on them now, which isn't something I used to see. But yes, now there are many, many people cycling bikes all throughout the year, in fact, more in summer, of course, and in summer we also get visitors coming and using the bikes just as visitors to London use Boris bikes there. The thinking behind it is to enable people who don't necessarily want or need to own a bike for themselves permanently to be able to have access to a bike for those journeys that they need to make.
So that's it for the first half.
Yep, what's in the second half?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
What is
good
in the
question.
second
I
half?
have no idea. Let's have a look at my notes. In fact, no, I remember now, our top reporter, Jane Dodge, is trying her hand at motorbiking.
And we'll also be speaking to the guy who opened up a sweet shop just before Christmas.
And sold apparently 1.5 tons
That's a lot,
of
isn't
fudge.
it? Yeah.
Imagine what that
Which
looks
one
like.
weighs more? 1.5 tons of fudge or 1.5 tons of feathers?
Oh, I've no idea. It must be feathers. Oh.
Nottingham Trent University, proud sponsors of Working Week. Nottingham Trent University, proud sponsors of Working Week.
Welcome back, and in this half we'll be looking at the world of the born-again motorbiker.
They've had the children have grown up, and now they want some toys.
And we'll be meeting the fudge guy who sold 1.5 tons of fudge.
We've found that people were really attracted to creating their own gifts, specifically for the family member as well, because we all know that everybody's got their own preference when it comes to sweets. So we helped a lot of people achieve the perfect gift this Christmas. We was very pleased with that.
And he doesn't know it yet, but Des will be getting your views on extra late night shopping in Nottingham. What do you reckon?
Yeah, mate, yeah, sure.
Oh, that's the spirit.
That's what I like.
Well, our next item is on motorbiking, and just before we do that, Des, last time you told me you had a great story about how you learned to ride a motorbike.
Yeah, I was doing EastEnders and we needed a motorbike scene, and I didn't ride one. They said that you had to, they taught me how to ride a motorbike. Brum, brum. And all that sort of
Fantastic.
stuff,
What, did you pass the test and everything?
Oh, I passed the test, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been on one since, though.
Yeah. How hard was it?
It's difficult to balance.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, you could be one of the people we feature in a moment, because these are the born-again bikers who are bringing a bit of a boom to motorbiking here in Nottingham. Jane Dodge has been finding out more.
How do you do? All right, mate, fast.
Excellent,
yeah.
congratulations,
Fantastic,
mate.
yeah.
Well done.
Really chuffed.
Lee Garton is what's known as a born-again biker. He used to ride a motorbike back in his youth. Now he's got his motor running again at the age of 47. And he's just taken his driving test.
Yeah, I've just passed. Yeah, flying colours. Yeah.
What's your reaction?
I'm chuffed to bits, because I've got my bike at home, so I'm just ready for that to be brought out in summer. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So is this a new love affair later in life?
No, it started years ago when I was young, but cars took over, and then now it's my time to have a bit of fun. Now the kids are grown up, so yeah, I've bought myself a bike, and we'll be out in summer. It's just for summer though. That's it. I'm not taking it out when it's wet and rainy.
More like born to be mild than born to be wild these days. Increasing numbers of over 50s are buying motorbikes. Silver riders now account for 30% of all spending on bikes. Ashley Lewis is one of them. He's brought his son Tom along to admire the merchandise at Beechdale Motorcycle Shop.
I'm a born-again biker, really. I had to ride in the 70s because I couldn't afford a car. Then I packed it up when I could afford a car. I came back to it and I was determined not to be cold ever. So I'm a right wuss and got a heated jacket, but that keeps my reactions faster in the winter. And I've just sort of bonded with it, and it's probably, I don't know, it is just about the skill of riding well and feeling good at the end of a ride.
Well, my dad suggested that maybe we look at a moped because it's easier to run for me, and obviously it's that independence which is necessary. So yeah, pretty much because of him.
Russell Stevenson is the joint owner of Beechdale Motorcycles, but he doesn't just sell bikes, he also teaches people how to ride them.
There's a lot of people coming back to biking, especially after 20 years layoff and the kids have grown up and what have you.
And they obviously need to catch up in terms of a brush up in terms of...
Yeah, they might have ridden when they were younger for a couple of years and then had to pack it up because of the cost of children. But now they're coming back to it, they've got more expendable income and they can spend that money on their toys now, which is the bikes.
Why do you think there has been this increase in interest?
Some families are selling the second car because of the parking levy. It's costing them quite a lot of money to park the cars at work. So now, because they're on scooters, they're allowed to ride in and park for free. So one of the cars is being sold and they're now commuting on them. And the second part is the born-again bikers. They've had the children have grown up, and now they want some toys.
With full control of the clutch. Okay, you get to the top, come back down, and we'll go through again, okay? Slow, nice and careful.
Well, they say it's never too late. The instructor is evidence of that, his 3 score and counting. So, first things first, a few minutes to see how it should be done. A learner rider shows his skills at manoeuvring round some cones. And then, as they say, in for a shilling, in for a pound. Right, well, here we go. The last time I was on a motorbike, well, it was a moped in fact, it was years ago as a teenager on a holiday in Greece. This, I think, will be very different, but I'm willing to give it a go.
Ignition on, pull the clutch in, pull the clutch right in, press the starter button. Hold it there, just let it pull you forward, let it pull you forward, release a little bit more.
No cones for me. Going in a straight line is tough enough.
Release, get your foot up. Sit, you're riding, you're riding.
20 minutes of tuition, a few stops and starts, and then I'm off. I may not be Evel Knievel, but I've certainly got my motor running.
Now, before we look at our next story, we just need to clear up something with a fact checker. Is that?
No, yeah.
That's him, is it?
Yeah, yeah. You're wrong.
Scares me.
It's not that at all,
What's
mate.
this? This the 1.5 tons of feathers and 1.5 tons of fudge, and apparently they both weigh the same.
They both weigh the same. That's what the fact checker says.
Oh, from Not TV.
Yeah, from Not TV fact checker.
Oh, crikey. Wouldn't want anyone failing their GCSE.
Because our cameraman got it wrong.
GCSE maths. What is it? Yeah, their GCSE. Yeah, Paul didn't know either, but it completely fooled me.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's a guy who does know a lot. We spoke to him just before Christmas. It's a man who's set up a new sweet shop in Nottingham. How's he getting on? You may remember just before Christmas we featured the Treat Kitchen, a new venture on Wheelergate. It was set up by Martin Barnett, who comes from a long line of Nottingham sweet makers. Martin had returned back to the city with his family from Australia. He'd emigrated there, but found he'd missed Nottingham so much he just had to come home. Well, in our last interview, he told us he wouldn't know how things were going until he'd been through his first Christmas. So we thought we'd find out how it went.
Well, Christmas was a real success for us. We was really pleased with the results we got. We actually achieved over 11,000 transactions in the shop during the December period, so I was really, really pleased with that. And since we've opened in September the 1st, we've sold over 1.2 tonnes of fudge, which has been one of the best sellers for us, of course. During December we did some seasonal flavours, so we managed to get a Christmas pudding flavour fudge in there and a sticky toffee pudding as well, and that really was very popular with the customers. We had a whole range of build your own hampers in store as well, so we converted the table in the middle of the shop to a hamper station, and people could pick up an empty hamper and then shop from the 150 different types of products in bottles and build their own hamper, and we could help them do that as well. We've found that people were really attracted to creating their own gifts. A lot of people actually go to the website first, choose what they intend to purchase, and come in with almost with a shopping list in mind, and then come in with that and then shop the store as well. Or of course we deliver countrywide. Our #1 selling product online has been butterscotch jelly beans, and after a bit of research we've discovered that it's a very popular product because people put them into vodka and turn it into butterscotch vodka, which we had no idea that's what would have been used for, but we've actually shipped our butterscotch jelly beans to California, New York and to every corner of the UK. Future plans, well, we've got some new ranges coming in which you'll have to have a look on Facebook and Twitter to see what they are, but we've got some really exciting ranges coming into store that we're very pleased about. We're also hoping to expand and find another retail shop in one of the other cities of the East Midlands, because Nottingham's reacted so well and we've had such good feedback to this particular shop, and we'd like to try to get into another city centre. So again, there's plans afoot hopefully to achieve that in the next 2 or 3 months as well.
Yes, so in fact, no, I'm not proposing. The question is being asked of the people of Nottingham that when it comes to late night shopping, do you want more of it? I'm going to put that question to the people of the Vicky Market.
Markets have always been a daytime trade. So as far as late night shopping for the market's concerned, I don't think it will make much difference. We have done it in the past, it hasn't made. We've stayed open once when they did a student night here. There was nobody came in the market. Yeah. It's completely different from going into the mall and going into the market. There is a difference.
Late night shopping, some people are for it and some people are against. Which side of the fence do you stand on?
I think there's plenty of time to do it in the day anyway. I would always come in the day. I've got other things to do evening, like go out, stuff like that.
I work until 5, and most times, like during the week, I don't really have time to go and do my shopping. So when we close up at 5, we want to know that there's somewhere we can go and shop to get our stuff in the evenings. So anytime after 5 o'clock in the evenings would be suitable for us to go and do a little shopping.
I don't know, I wouldn't use it personally.
Why?
Because I prefer to do my shopping in the day when I'm already in town for university.
Okay, so we've got a no there. How about you?
Me personally, I would. In the day, you've got to have priorities for either studying or shopping for other stuff. In the evening, when you've got less time at home, you can go out, shop.
This is Kenrick. He's got a stall here, so he's a great person to put this question to. When it comes to late night shopping, extending the hours, where do you stand?
I say, yeah, definitely all for it, because like I said, there's people that are working, stuff like that, they can't obviously shop during the daytime, stuff like that, so they're working, yeah, late night shopping, definitely.
Yeah.
Fully agree with that.
I think it's a good thing because obviously people have to go to school and work, so after work you can go shopping.
I think it's a bad thing because people still need to spend time with their families and it's just wasting their time.
Well, you've heard from the girls here. If you want to have your say, go online to snapsurvey.com, make your voice heard.
Well, that's just about it for this show. Better.
That was great.
How was
Seriously,
it?
spoken to people about late night shopping. Fantastic.
Big
Loads
response.
of people got a lot of response about
Fantastic. Well, you're here just in time to say goodbye to everyone. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the show. And the good news is, Des, we're right by your favourite stall.
We love this sort of stuff. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
See ya.
Nottingham Trent University, working with you. Proud sponsors of Working Week.